week 13. Post-Thanksgiving sadness. Some upside on Sunday. Evan, let's run it back.
So we were both 2-3-1 on the week. I am now 33-29-3 overall. Justin is 27-32-3 overall. NFL has not been kind to us lately, and neither have the Lions. A terrible display on Thanksgiving, ruining both of our meals, obviously, as Lions fans. Minus 7.5. Never had a chance because they were down 20-6 before I even woke up being hungover on Wednesday.
I just came upstairs post-shower for that.
That was it. I woke up to a 14-point deficit with the Packers in the red zone. I was like, this is great. This is an awesome Thanksgiving.
Happy freaking Thanksgiving.
Ridiculous performance. But a team that did not disappoint their fans was the Cowboys, winning big, showing out for Dolly Parton. They won by like 70 over the Commanders.
Jack Harlow and the Ice Cube.
I cannot even believe what happened. I don't know what I saw. Honestly, in both those halftime performances, I'm not sure what Jack Harlow was. I don't know what kind of stage that was. I don't know what he was doing.
Serious money to do that.
And then Dolly Parton. I mean, what are you wearing? You're 77. Please. There's children watching.
She's doing her thing.
Whatever. And the nightcap, though, Niners big over the Seahawks. We hit those picks. We're on Cowboys, we're on Niners. Those were some really nice picks for us. But then on Sunday, it was a brutal Sunday for us. Texans plus 1.5. The ball hits the crossbar and bounces out. They sent it to OT. We hated seeing that one. Stroud. Just a brutal weekend for my Ohio State king. The loss on Saturday, the loss on Sunday. I mean, it was basically poetic. Then the thrilling overtime game with the Bills and the Eagles, a game that the Bills should have won. That's just kind of how their season goes. They should have won this. They should have won that. Well, guess what? You're 6-6 on the outside looking in. We pushed, though. You were on the Eagles -3. I was on the Bills +3. The Eagles won by 3. I mean, the Bills should have won that game, though. I mean, that was an awesome game. I loved watching it, but it screwed me over in fantasy. And honestly, screwed me over in this bet because the Bills should have covered this easily.
That's the best. That game defied the Bills' season right there.
That's just Buffalo. That's literally Buffalo. I mean, it's a joke. It's sad.
Put on a show and break the hearts.
Yep, basically. And then in the nightcap on Sunday, one of the worst beats you'll see. We were on Chargers +3.5. They were down 13-10, and then a Zay Flowers 45-yard jet sweep gets it done for the Ravens to cover.
It's the Ravens, man.
It was just poetic for us to lose to Baltimore.
Edgar
and for the
Allan
Chargers
Poe,
to lose
man.
in that way.
Quote the Raven. No more.
Yeah, we're done. They have bye this week.
Don't be telling me we're done. You will love putting them on this schedule to cause chaos. Them and the Browns ruin my life.
We're done for a week. We're taking a week vacation from the Ravens.
Yeah, for now.
But that was a horrible beat. I mean, we were on that game. It was close all the way through. And then, boom, what do you know? A touchdown Zay Flowers. And
shout out Zay Flowers,
+3.5 pick is gone.
Shout out Zay Flowers, man. He should have been on the other side of the ball on the other team. Let's be real.
Yeah, he should be rocking the powder blue and gold.
He should be. That was a choke job.
But that was last week. Now we're on to this week. Please, Justin, let's have some winners. I mean, we need it. The people need it. Let's start us off.
Some misty, questiony games, dude.
I know.
Oh, unfortunately, they're back on the board. Lions in the Superdome against the Saints. They head down to New Orleans in game 1. Lions on the road favored by 4.5. Only one loss on the road this season, which was that beatdown in Baltimore. The Saints, I don't know what to think of the Saints. They can play good at certain moments, then they play like trash. Does Jameis Winston have to come in and save the day? I mean, Michael Thomas is hurt again and on the IR again.
I know.
Olave, is he hurt? I don't know if that's true.
He's been practicing Wednesday, Thursday, so time of taping should be okay to play.
Shawan Johnson might be hurt. It seems like only flashes of maybe Kamara and Taysom Hill at moments look okay for this offense, but there's really nothing going on in New Orleans.
Yeah, this is a really tough game, honestly. I mean, 4.5 is kind of a weird number, and the Lions being the favorites on the road, just
Even
you
not
don't really
playing
know
good,
what's going to
dude.
happen. I mean, this is a Saints defense that's solid, very stellar, but they've also shown at times to be pretty weak, honestly. I mean, it's a bit older. It's not as fast. I think the Lions definitely have the speed advantage, which should be big for them. But really, it all comes down to protecting Jared Goff. This Lions team has not protected Goff well lately.
Cam Jordan's
Balls
right
have
there,
been
man.
tipped. He's lost the ball. I mean, Goff has to do a better job of protecting the ball himself, but that offensive line needs to be there for him.
Cam Jordan sitting there, still playing great. Saints sign JPP. They're doing something at least on their defensive line.
That's what we're not doing. Because this Lions team has not gotten a pass rush off lately. But you know what is a positive for them, though? It is the fact that Derek Carr is a bit of a statue, and against statue-like quarterbacks, it seems like the Lions can generate a bit more of a pass rush. Jordan Love, he isn't the quickest of foot, but he can scramble a little bit.
Yeah,
he can get outside the pocket. Justin Fields, nothing needs to be said about his ability to maneuver and escape. Lamar Jackson, I mean, those were guys that completely torched this Lions defense, whereas a Baker Mayfield, a Jimmy Garoppolo, right? Those guys, those kinds of quarterbacks that aren't as quick,
more pocket presence.
Yeah, they seem to struggle against this Lions defense, and this might just be one of those spots. I'm going to take the Lions minus 4.5. It's a bounce back spot. You're coming off a brutal loss. You've had a little bit more time to prepare. And you're right, they need this win. This is a big road test for them coming into the Silverdome. I mean, or not the Silverdome, the Superdome.
Yeah. I mean, you got some stuff coming up, man. You got a rematch against the Bears in a cold Chicago field.
They need this one big. They got to have it, and I'm going to go with the Lions, minus 4.5. I've been off the Lions kind of lately. I was nervous about that Packers game. I was on the Bears. So I've, chosen my spots to be off this team, but I think this is one of those spots where you get back on. I'll take the Lions, even though 84% of the public is on the Lions, which is just super cool.
Interesting. I really feel like I should take the Saints in this one.
But don't do it because I'm
not gonna give up on the Lions just yet. I think they'll get it done. I think it's going to be – I don't think they're going to beat them up. I think it's going to be a touchdown win, and that's plain and simple.
Okay.
I think that's pretty much it. I think I think it's going to be like maybe they win 21-13.
Low scoring affair.
Yeah. Or maybe 24-17, I don't know, but
well, let me look at the total really quick because
it's tough.
You perked my interest here. So the total in this one is 46.5.
23 apiece.
So you were saying 21-13? That's only
34.
That's only 34. So you think this is going to be under?
So 24. What if I do even if I did 24-17? It'd still be 41.
You like this game going under that 46.5?
Probably, I'd say this game's under.
Okay. I mean, that's not a pick.
It's not a pick,
I like
but
that.
look out for that.
I like
this game's going to be under. But I'm going to trust the Lions right now. The Saints are tempting, but I'm going to trust them.
Okay.
But don't sleep. That's still a quite crazy environment. Superdome's nothing to mess with.
Yeah, absolutely. Game 2.
Gosh, this game. I can't believe you put it on here, I'll be honest.
This is the Ugly Bowl.
Chargers head to Foxborough.
The Chargers.
And the Chargers are favored by 5.5 on the road. I don't know who needs this win more, Belichick or Staley, but I think they both might be moved on in this offseason.
I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I love my Patriots. You know that more than anyone. But this team is done. It's over. They're not going to win another game this year. I took a peek at the schedule. The only winnable game is the last week against the Jets. That is it. Every other game should
Aaron
be
Rodgers'
lost.
surprise appearance.
He might play in that one out of spite. So maybe it's not a winnable game.
Would that be is that game in New York?
I don't think so. I think it's at Fox.
Okay, I was going to say, I think the only way he'd play in that game is if it was in New York, I'll be honest.
I don't know. I think he'll come back just out of spite. I recovered from a torn Achilles in 3 months.
Suck on it.
Even though I'm not really sure it was torn, but that's a conspiracy theory. It's a debate for another day. I don't want to get into it. I'm not challenging
This
the
ain't the
medical.
Pat McAfee
Yeah,
show.
I'm not going to challenge the prognosis, but it's just a rapid turnaround. It's hard to comprehend. In this game, however, I just cannot take the Patriots. I can't. I mean, they're going to give the Chargers plenty of opportunities to have short fields. I mean, Mac Jones is going to give a couple turnovers. Bailey Zappi, he'll give a couple turnovers to you. I just do not see the Chargers allowing the Patriots to score a ton of points on them. I mean, this Chargers defense did hold Baltimore to 20. I mean, that's pretty impressive. I think despite all the negativity and all the unfortunate...
Would have been 13 without that crazy Zay Flowers play.
That last, it was kind of a fluky play. But all the unfortunate circumstances that the Chargers find themselves in, I think it ends here. I'm going to take the Chargers to cover -5.5. As much as it pains me to watch the Pats lose week in, week out, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and hopefully that light is Caleb Williams. That's the only thing keeping me sane right now, because otherwise I'd be going nuts.
I have no discussion. Bolts up.
So be it. So be it. Game 3.
That's it. I don't want to discuss that game. That game is awful. Oh, gosh. Speak of another one.
It's an ugly week.
We picked this game earlier, and I got it, I think.
You did.
Colts now head to Tennessee, game 3. Colts favored by 1.5 on the road in Nashville. I'll be honest, man. I love Gardner Minshew. Cool guy, cool vibes. Derrick Henry has been running the ball like a madman lately. Freaking horse. Will Levis hasn't had to do much in recent games, but I don't know, man. I don't know. All the drama with, Leonard getting waived by they just released him.
Yeah,
this
that's
week.
true.
Jonathan Taylor now back on the back off the field. Man's on IR. It's all on Zach Moss. I might take the Titans in this one. I might take the Titans.
Well, let's see. 70% of the bets are on the Titans.
Are they?
Yes.
You know what I mean? You're telling me to take the Colts.
Now, the main thing the Colts do well is defend the run. They're a very, very solid run defense. If they can limit Derrick Henry, I'm not totally convinced Will Levis is going to get it done. I know the Colts secondary is a bit weak, but at the same time, I've seen them kind of perform in some big games. And Kenny Moore, fantastic cornerback, DB, whatever. I think he's a cornerback, but sometimes plays safety. He's a very versatile DB. He's had a phenomenal season. So I do think this Colts defense can stifle the Tennessee offense. And Tennessee's rush defense, while it's good, you're not going to have Jonathan Taylor. So I think it's going to be more of a pass-first style of game that the Colts are going to implement against this Tennessee pass defense, which no Kevin Byard anymore. He's in Philly. We know their cornerbacks aren't very good to start with. I think this is a Colts team who quietly 6-5, quietly in the wild card discussion. I think they get another win against a divisional opponent, against a Will Levis-led team that I'm just not totally bought in on. Give me the Colts -1.5 on the road. You can't stop Minshew Mania. This team is good, and Shane Steichen is a phenomenal head coach.
I know. I love Minshew, man. It was just something about Derrick Henry that was tickling me.
And I think you said something earlier in the year about Gardner and this team is, we know Anthony Richardson is the long-term solution, but in the here and now, like winning games, Gardner might be the quarterback that could win you a couple more games than Anthony Richardson. And that's kind of what we're seeing. Yeah, that's kind of just what we're seeing right now.
Dag nabbit. I'm going Colts.
Yeah, you are.
I can't. The Titans just grossed me out.
Yeah, you are.
Ever since
taking all the road favorites.
Ever since that Bengals game, the Titans questioned me, man.
What could go wrong? Taking all the road favorites.
I love the Colts, man. Love the Colts. Been a Colts fan for a long time. There's something about them. If I could play, I used to say if I could play on a team, I'd want to play on the Colts. Yeah. All right, baby. On to game 4. And speaking of trash, Atlanta.
This is the ugliest slate of games, but it's so awesome.
It closes with the big one, so that's what's good. We close with the big one.
But I love these 1.5, 4.5, 5.5.
Oh, okay.
They're so much fun.
Okay, goodness. Oh, I can't handle this.
Desmond Ritter versus Tim Boyle in the battle of
booty. Not mid. Battle booty. Atlanta heads to New York against the Jets. Atlanta favorite on the road, -1.5. Is it all about the road favorites, folks? It's all about the road. We riding the road.
Not so fast.
Oh!
Listen, the public
Boil me up,
heavy
baby.
on the Jets.
Of course.
But
The public's heavy.
They're on the Jets.
What?
They're on the Jets. And here's what I'm going to say. Why is Desmond Ritter in this Falcon team against Tim Boyle and this Jets team, a team that is awful, right? They haven't won a game in forever. Why are they only getting 1.5 points?
Well, if they played Bijan, maybe they get more.
That tells me all I need to know. This Jets defense comes to play, right? Tim Boyle, not the most inspiring performance against the Dolphins on Black Friday, but you know what? All they need to do is squeak out 16, 17 points, and I think that wins the game. And even if it doesn't, right? 17-16 final sounds just about as Falcons-Jets as it can be.
How much they put against the Dolphins?
10.
Still the Dolphins, so more potential for room.
I'm just telling you, I think this is as ugly of a game as it gets. It's going to be outside. The weather's probably going to be terrible. I'm taking the Jets, man, +1.5. I'm not even sure they win this one. Yeah, that's crazy for me to say if I'm picking them at +1.5.
Oh, but yeah, when they lose by 1.
A 1-point victory. How about this? 15-14. Younghoe Koo hits 5 field goals to win the game for the Falcons. Isn't that just...
I believe it would happen, dude.
So,
you know what? I always say...
I'm going to take the Jets.
What do I always say?
+1.5. Take the ugly.
JETS. What do we say? UGLY. Let's get ugly. Go Jets.
JETS.
I'll hop on it.
Let's go.
Arthur Smith is the reason I can't believe in the Falcons. The man is just crushing the dreams of talented players.
A big win over the Saints, right? You get a big divisional game. You're now in first in the NFC North. And what do? You choke against the Jets. That's about as Arthur Smith as it gets.
All right. We're done with We're done with the trash.
Time for some
real ball.
Time for some real ball.
And here it is. The rematch back in Philly, the NFC Championship game last year. Yes, the quarterback of the Niners will have his arm intact.
Thank God.
Everyone should be healthy. The Eagles, though, have been going through a gauntlet and been just getting it done somehow, man. And it's unfortunate that this game is in Philly, because of course it is, right? But the Niners favored by 2.5 on the road in Philly? After the way the Eagles have been playing? Tell me about it. Tell me about it. You know we'd love to see the Niners win.
I was listening to the radio earlier today. And 97 won the ticket, local radio station, local sports station here.
Yes, sir.
And the question was posed during the midday. Is this number a lack of respect for Philly or over respect to San Francisco? You know what my thought was? That number's just right.
Mm-hmm.
That number is just right because this Philly team, despite being 10-1, complete and utter frauds.
Ooh.
Week in, week out, they're winning games by the skin of their teeth. It is a better version of the Minnesota Vikings team from last year, but they should be losing some of these games, and at some point it's going to catch up to them. They are not. It's not even about winning convincingly. We're talking about a few plays that always go Philly's way that literally determine the outcome of the game.
And you're telling me now that they're in... You think it's not going to go the way when it's in Philly?
I'm just saying you're getting, in my opinion, the best team in the league in San Francisco. I've been saying that for a while now.
When everyone's healthy.
Everyone's healthy, and they are out for revenge after last year's joke of an NFC Championship game. You get a healthy Brock, you got a healthy Debo, you got a healthy everyone else, Trent Williams. They're getting it done, and they're going to win. Maybe not big, but I think they can win by 7 or more. I do. So I'm going to take the 2.5 to the bank. It's Niners all day. Now, 74% of the bets on the Niners. Don't love that. But when Vegas is
Oh.
telling me that the Niners on the road against the best record in football, I'm going to rock with Vegas. I'm taking the Niners minus
Man,
2.5.
you in Vegas, man. When Tennessee flipped that script, you're like Rocky Top all day. And what happened to Rocky Top twice? Murked.
Mistakes were made.
You know how hard it is for me to go against Philly right now? The way they just keep doing it.
They can't keep doing it, though.
And it keeps happening.
It's going to catch up to them at some point.
And the thing is, that's how I was with the Chiefs, though. And the Eagles ended that. Do the Niners end it? Let's ride the Road Warriors.
5 for 5?
Niner game.
5 for 5. That's insane.
I'll hop on the Road Warrior, man. I'll hop on the Road Warriors.
Let's do it.
Surprisingly, the only Road Warrior we didn't take was the Jets.
The ultimate.
I can't believe that.
Oh, you don't walk into MetLife Stadium.
I can't
Actually,
believe
I'm
that,
sorry.
dude.
You don't walk into JETLIFE Stadium
No.
and come out with a win. You just don't do it. JETLIFE Stadium is going to be rocking.
Jets should have beat
Firehouse Ed. Let's go,
the
baby.
Jets should have beat the Chiefs
Yeah.
a while back.
Yeah.
Be honest. All right, man.
Let's run it down.
Run it back.
Alrighty.
Quick one for the NFL this week. I love it. I had nothing to say.
Game 1. Lions head to the Superdome to take on the Bourbon Street Boys, New Orleans. We're on the Lions minus 4.5. Game 2, Chargers head to Foxborough.
Gosh.
One of the ugliest games you'll see. Me and Justin both on the Bolts minus 5.5. Game 3, divisional battle, AFC South matchup. Colts head to Tennessee, Nashville to take on the Titans. We're on the Colts minus 1.5. Let's go Minshew, baby. Game 4, Jets, Falcons. JETLIFE Stadium is location, and we're on the Jets plus 1.5. And then in the game of the week, Niners head to Philly to take on the Eagles. Me and Justin both on Niner Gang minus 2.5.
Found it.
And those are your week 13 picks. And that is it from us here at Squeeze the Juice. Justin, any closing remarks?
It's time for the Road Warriors to prevail. And the reality to hit Philly fans. Time for reality check.
It's about time. I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting real sick of it.
Hopefully the Lions bounce back. We're just feeling hopeful this week.
Yeah. A new day.
New day.
A new day.
It's a new day. It's a new dawn. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.